Very disappointed in the way we started this game. Did not feel like we were mentally here and ready for the entire game. Hats off to NC State, it's a great team. Just did not think that we had any fight in this game for whatever reason. Disappointed, frustrated, trying to find a way to get this team to play on a consistent basis. And so that's my job as a coach. And we're going to get back to work. We have an opportunity on Monday to go up at Duke. It's going to be a super tough environment. We got to get better, and that's my focus: defensively, offensively, getting our offense back, our rhythm back. But I think today was just disappointing with our lack of focus mentally, starting the game the way that we started tonight. So we got to get better, and it's my job to get us better.
Why the lack of focus, especially from the start? Like you knew you had to have a really good start tonight and not have it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just what I'm trying to figure out, ponder, continue watching film to figure out. I think we do our coaches credit to that we always scout driven. We know exactly what we need to do as far as opponents. You know, I feel like we prepare our team. It's just have to come out and get ready, and you have to have that energy defensively. And I didn't think that we had that. I thought there was a lid on the basket. We couldn't find our rhythm offensively, and I think when we start games, when our offense isn't going the way we like, I think it kind of trickles over to our defense. And I think that was a little bit of the reason why we started slow. But offensively, you know, you have to have nights. You're going to have nights sometimes where the ball doesn't flow the way that you want it to. You always got to rely on your defense, and that's what we got to get better at.
How difficult does it make it when you only, I think it was up until like the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter, when you only had 3 players score? Like, you were easy to guard tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, that might have been the first game I've ever seen where it was only 2 people that scored at half, which was Maddy and Sony. I don't think I've seen that since I've been here. Versus Connecticut, we only had, I think, 3 people score that game, or maybe 4. I'm not sure it was. That number was low. I think we're at our best when we have a lot of balance. And for some reason, we did not have that tonight. So we got to get back to that. So I'm going to try to help us get back to that.
A couple more on the offense. Does it feel like it's too much feast or famine with this team? Like you said, it's 4 players score. If they all score 20, then you're fine. But tonight, you mentioned the lid on the basket. So how do you compartmentalize? When they go off, you guys are good, but when they don't, then, you know, something like this can happen.
Yeah, I mean, you got to still find balance within that. Sometimes, you know, we rely on either defense and rely on other things that certain players on our team give us. Assists, whatever the case may be, we have to find balance. And that's something that I've never really had us have had struggle with. And right now, we're struggling with that. And obviously, losses, they amplify things. And so, gotta eventually, like, you know, obviously shooting with confidence. You know, we're missing free throws, we're missing layups, things that we normally make collectively, the entire team. So we have to find a way to create offense, either from their defense or whatever the case may be. But we can't feel like we're coming to the games where we don't have enough balance for the entire team, because I think that's what makes it special.
You just mentioned assists, and then earlier on you mentioned rhythm and flow a couple of times. What did you make of, I think it was 5 assists on 18 baskets. What could you guys have done more to move the ball around, or just how did you assess the overall team's flow offensively?
I think shot selection wasn't good. It hasn't been good the past couple games. I think we've been working on, or honestly, I've been working on trying to get 3-4 passes within the offense and get some flow. It seems like the ball is just getting downhill. We don't have enough vision right now. So I think that's the reason where you only see 5 assists. We're not doing a great job of drawing to and making the extra pass, seeing the extra pass. I think we're kind of having tunnel vision and not really seeing open players. And that's something that we've been working on talking about, but it's something that you have to do. And NC State, again, credit to their defense. They iced us. They took away our first and second options. We've been working and talking and showing film of how to get to the third and fourth options, and that's not something that we did consistently tonight.
One for Maddy and one for Coach. Maddy, you're one of the leaders on this team. Why do you feel like the last 3 games it's been a struggle at the beginning of the game?
Yeah, I would say it was a lack of leadership. I would put that on myself, and it's my job to make sure that my team is ready. And it's 2 teams that show up at the end of the day, and we have to make sure that the little things are taken care of. And that's on me to hold my teammates accountable and hold myself accountable, so that that's done. So by the time that the ball is rolled out, nothing is on us. no pressure is on us except for just play and have fun, because everything else is taken care of. So that's on me.
Thank you. Coach, most freshmen would have had a whole bunch of nights like Hannah had tonight by this point in the season. What do you say to her about a night like this? How do you kind of help her through the frustration? Because it really looked like she was even way up where we are.
Yeah, I think it's, again, transparency, like all season. It's a lot of communication. It's a lot of bringing her in. It's a lot of film. It's always the same thing every game. And like you said, like having a freshman night tonight, it's a lot of talking. It's a lot of transparency. It's a lot of film. It's a lot of real conversations, and going to continue having that with her. It's unfortunate she didn't have a great night, off night, especially in the first half. But you got to be able to get to the next play. It's always next play mentality for everybody on our team, and definitely with her. And you know, she'll learn from this. It's just hard going through it.
Can you talk about what makes NC State so dangerous defensively?
Yeah, I mean, they have size with Baldwin. They got good ball pressure. Rivers is one of the best defenders in the league, with a lot of size. She does a great job of playing the passing lanes. And they know their concepts very well. And again, taking away, they know pretty much the way we run our offense. I thought they tried to force us to our weak hand tonight and did a great job of taking away the first and second options and just kind of knowing all their spots. And they did a good job of rotating and covering up different rotations with their team.
And to piggyback on that, ma'am, they have Hayes. She's kind of having an all-ACC season.
Yes.
She had 16 points. Just your thoughts on her game.
Yeah, I thought she did a really good job of obviously making her shots. She did a good job at the high post, forced us to go into man-to-man a little bit more, shooting the ball well, shooting with a ton of confidence this season. Thought she was more of a streaky shooter last year. This year she's coming in very consistent from the perimeter, and you could tell she's really worked on her game, playing with a ton of confidence and doing well for them. So thought she had a good night.
Now, going from here, you now go to Duke, who's one of the ACC's top defenses. What can you do over the weekend period to, you mentioned there's kind of a lid on the basket, just get the offense in the rhythm, especially knowing the team you're up against is going to be, not giving you anything easy.
Yeah, I mean, got to get back to work. I mean, after every loss, and even wins, we're trying to focus on things that we need to get better at, identifying those areas, which right now is our offense. It's offensive flow, it's making shots, it's making the right reads, and we got this weekend to get better and get ready for Monday.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.